Yes, those things happened long ago for me. I think I'm one of the oldest people here. In around the 70s, when I was in primary school, I recall people would just disappear. Our head teacher disappeared. Our, the elders in the community, the UPC Secretary General disappeared. But I was shocked. There was even a Sasa County chief who disappeared. But then they would disappear and be taken by, drones at the time and registered vehicles. And they say history repeats itself. Now, should we believe that the same people who did the abductions then have resurrected? After all, there is resurrection that we believe in. I thank you so much, people. Your Excellency, you have done a good job. I want to invite you to come here and add your voice in the lamentation, but believing that we have achieved in, exposing the works of the oppressor. Thank you so much, Your Excellency. Please come.
People power,
our power,
our power,
people power.
NUP,
everywhere,
everywhere.
NUP.
Thank you very much, Madam Deputy. Please resume your seats, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, friends. Good morning, members of the media. We continue to thank you for amplifying our voices, which represents the people of Uganda. We thank you very much. We thank you, members of the mainstream media. But again, we also thank you, friends, who are blogging, who are always broadcasting live on Facebook, on Twitter, and all other media channels. We know that what we are talking about, the regime in Uganda does not want it to reach the people. And we know that is the reason why most of the TV stations and radio stations will clearly not air this. And if they air it, so much of it will be edited out. Therefore, we thank you, those who broadcast us live. We don't take that for granted. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Madam Deputy called me to add my voice on the lamentation. I just want to correct you, Madam Deputy, that I won't just lament. It's a lamenting time, but I won't just lament. I'll just assert my voice on the call of the freedom of our people. So many Ugandans have been abducted for a long time. It is more than 2 years since Kibalama John Bosco was abducted, and many others. Most recently, you have seen Jamshid Kavuma, our brother, who was abducted now, close to a month ago. Nobody knows where he is. Although those that were lucky to escape those torture chambers informed us that they actually saw him. He was shot in the leg. Jamshid Kavuma. Like all of us that have been abducted in the past, tortured so badly and hidden from the public eye until we are better. We believe they are still fidgeting. They are either fidgeting with a sick Jamshid Kavuma, so tortured and shot, or they actually killed him and they're trying to hide the fact. But we know that they abducted Jamshid Kavuma. It was captured on camera. We continue to demand for the freedom of Jamshid Kavuma. In a similar way, you also a video of Sheikh Ramadan Yahaya. Sheikh Ramadan Yahaya Mwanje was abducted like many others, still missing. It was so painful listening to the mother of a 17-year-old who is missing, and many, many others. Secretary General read them out in English. I'll probably read them out in Uganda. Ladies and gentlemen, all this is ongoing. It is not new. It's at this time that I want to salute the Honorable Francis Zake. Honorable Francis Zake, wherever you are, I want you to know that me as an individual, I'm very proud of you. The National Unity Platform is very proud of you, and Ugandans, especially those that are abducted, are very proud of you. Thank you for not conforming to the nonsense of Parliament. Thank you for not shutting up. Thank you for doing exactly what you are elected to do. To all of you leaders, we are elected to represent our people. Stop this nonsense of talking about policy. There's no policy in Uganda that will be implemented. The first policy is to maintain the freedom of our people. The first policy is to make sure that all Ugandans are human beings. We've been reduced to just demanding to live. We are reduced to demanding for the right to be human beings. Human rights, ladies and gentlemen, means the right to be a human being. We don't have the right to be a human being in Uganda. Look at Segawa Oliwa. Look what they did to this young man. For those of you that never got the pictures of Segawa, that is a young man there, Ngachari Murwadi. They cut off his fingers. They tortured him so bad, most of it we can't just say it here for the respect of him. So we want Nebuwe to lead a town. So we want to be human beings. So to you leaders, before you talk about anything else, before you discuss how much money they are going to give to Rocco, before you discuss how much money is going to be stolen and shared with you, before we discuss the increment of the members of parliament or the local government leaders, let us discuss about the liberty and freedom and the human rights of our people. So we salute you, Honorable Francis Zake. I watched with shock Taebwa trying to stop Honorable Zake from raising the most important issue in the country, abduction. But on the other side, I shouldn't have been shocked, because this very Taebwa Thomas, on the 28th of August 2020, was filmed torturing an employee of Umeme who caught him stealing power. This is the Speaker of Parliament, the so-called Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament. I call him the wrong Honorable Speaker of Parliament. So to you, Mr. Taebwa, wherever you are, we are not fools. Okay? You can pose off, you can feel so powerful with that stupid colonial wig on your head. But we will tell you that you are being watched, and history will treat you exactly the way you treated Ugandans. To all our fellow leaders, what should be priority now is our people. They are abducting our people and killing them. And you know that. That should be on your lips. That's what you should discuss on every radio and TV talk show. And if you're not talking about the well-being of your people, very soon we're going to ask you who you're working for. I've already communicated to all our leaders. While we salute you, our local government leaders, while we salute you, our parliamentary team, we are calling upon you, ladies and gentlemen, to make priority the well-being of our people. There's no reason whatsoever for you to be in that parliament legitimizing the Museveni dictatorship and legitimizing the daylight robbery of our public funds while our people are being tortured, killed, and raped, and sodomized, and, castrated in torture chambers. I've already communicated to all speakers, all NUP leaders. I've communicated to the leader of opposition and all members of parliament. This should be priority. Zake was not wrong. These people are not behaving like mad people, they are behaving like lunatics. So if you pretend to be normal in an abnormal situation, man, do what to. So thank you very much, Honorable Zake. We salute you. And all of you leaders, that is exactly what we want to see. We want to see the voice of the people that elevated you to those positions reflect through your mouth. That is the reason why we sent you there, ladies and gentlemen. To all of you that are victims of torture, victims of abductions, their family, and to fellow Ugandans, we are not seated. That's why I said, Madam Deputy, that we are not lamenting. We are doing something about it. Besides, like Secretary General has mentioned, besides, opening up cases in these courts of Uganda, which are largely in the pockets of General Museveni. You have seen the Chief Justice, the head of the judiciary, clearly supporting the abductions of our people, silent about it. I was with him at the memorial service of Ben Chiwanuka, who was abducted in the drones of Idi Amin. He is silent about the abductions of our people. He is silent about the raping and killing of people. Daylight. He is silent about the denial of members of parliament of bail. And yet, he has the balls to come and stand in a Ben Chiwanuka mass, which is celebrating a man who was killed for giving bail, not to a Ugandan, but to a foreigner, because that was his constitutional right. That was his right. You should be ashamed of yourself, you old, wicked men. Now, we have gone ahead to seek redress internationally. We have informed you that we've opened the cases in all relevant offices. We have petitioned the International Criminal Court against General Museveni, his son, and many of his lieutenants that he uses to abduct and kill people. We've also petitioned all necessary embassies and all necessary organizations. We want sanctions against these people. And we are slowly but surely succeeding. It was the work of we, especially our diaspora chapters, to get sanctions against Abel Kandiho, who was the commander of CMI back then. But that's not enough. We have also petitioned, and we are coming after all those other murderers. Murderers like this man called Christopher Damulira, who heads crime intelligence. Damulira, we know you are killing our people. The world knows. And sooner or later, you will have to answer for that. We have put there people like this man who at CMI, James Virunji, the same, criminal organization that Abel Kandiho used to lead. You should know that soon or later, you will pay for this. Whether you kill us or you don't, you cannot finish all of us. And it's at this time that I want to call upon all of you leaders and citizens, please note down the names of those people that are taking part in the abduction of our people. Mubamanyi, we know them. Let us pin them out there. Whether we are alive or dead, those that will be there will go for you. This is recorded. And at one time, there's going to be a time for redress. Now, I also want to use this opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, to talk about the recent purported attacks on police stations and barracks and others. I have watched keenly regime propagandists trying to claim that those attacks are made by the opposition. I actually saw some NRM person mentioning that one of the people that they killed was an NUP leader. Nonsense. Nonsense. All of you, ladies and gentlemen, watched the Bijambia killings. Bijambia Part 1, Bijambia Part 2, Bijambia Part 3. You watched them. They started long before Sejirinya was even a councillor. But because they always use these things to implicate opposition. Today, Honorable Sejirinya and Sewanyana are in prison because of the Bijambia killings. All of you saw the killings in Entebbe. Even when one young man came out and told the media that they were actually paid and instructed by Kayihura to carry out those killings, still they want to implicate the opposition. Now, we see the purported attacks on security installations and police stations. And they are beginning to implicate us. Don't be shocked when they come and arrest me, or Wongoya, or Nyanzi, or Nubianli, and say we are connected to Joseph Kony, or we are connected to ADF, or we are connected to all this. We are watching you, and we are waiting for you to come. But everybody knows that these can very easily be false flag operations. For you who don't understand false flag operations, a false flag operation is an operation carried out to paint your opponent as evil. All of you watched this man called Kainda Utafire on the burial of Adonia Teberondwa some years ago, when he said they used to put on the uniform of the Obote government military and killed the people in Luweru. They raped women in Luweru. They did all manner of atrocities in order to get the population to hate Obote. These are rebels, ladies and gentlemen. These are the same rebels. The only difference is now they have a lot of money and they put on suits. But they're the same rebels under the same rebel leader called Museveni. These are the same people. So we cannot be fooled, mister. The world cannot be fooled. This can very easily be you. And we know that we have facts about you. All of you remember the so-called PRA rebels that were attached to Dr. Kizza Besigye, and he was arrested and kept in prison. What happened to that case? What happened to PRA? We are watching you. You can put all that nonsense on us, but we are telling you, one, we are non-violent because we don't believe in violence like you murderers. But number two, we are unequivocal about our mission. Our mission is to remove you, Museveni, from power using constitutional and peaceful means. Muzikirize njogere ku Luganda basebo ne banyama. Olunaku lwa leero njagala okugatta eddoboozi lyange ku maloboozi gonna ge muwulidde olunaku lwa leero ag'abakulembeze bannange ne famire zaabo be baawamba n'abo abaawambibwako. Olunaku lwa leero twagala okwogera ku kiwamba bantu ekikutte ejjembe wano mu ggwanga naddala mu bitundu bya Buganda wano. Secretary General waffe asomye amajja gano, nsaba munzikirize nziremu ngasome mu Luganda nga ntandikira ku muganda waffe Jamshid Kavuma, oyo nga y'omu ku bakumi bange b'oku Lusegere. Jamshid Kavuma yawambibwa nga 5 guno omwezi gwennyini gwe tumalako. Yawambibwa n'abantu abalala. Jamshid Kavuma wa myaka 28. Era mwanyina mumulabye wano gwe bayita Namuju. Okuva ku olwo Jamshid Kavuma taddangamu kulabikako. Bwe yali awambibwa bakwata baabawambako katambyako mukalabi. Ebitongole byonna ebirina okuba nga bikuuma ddembe bize byegaana tebimuyina. Abaaliwo bategeeza ti Jamshid Kavuma bakuba amasasi nga bamuwamba. Abo abafunye omukisa okuvaayo eyo gye babatulugunyiza batugambye balabye omuntu afaanana nga Jamshid Kavuma nga bamukuba essasi mu kugulu. Tulowooza ti Jamshid Kavuma bw'aba akyali mulamu essasi lye batugambye lye bamukuba n'okutulugunya okw'amaanyi nga bw'eri nkola yaabwe nti batuwamba ne bamala otutulugunya batukweka tebaagala tudde mu bantu ng'ebisago tebinatugwako n'obuzimbo nga tebunatugwa ku mubiri. Tulowooza ti Jamshid Kavuma bayinza okuba bamutulugunya nnyo n'ebyo ebiwundu by'alina nga mwe muli n'ebyamasasi nga bakyaguluba naye bamujjanjabe basobole omukomyawo ng'alabikako nga bwe baakola Kakwenza, nga bwe baakola nze, nga bwe bakoze banaafe abalala bonna. Oba tulowooza ti Jamshid Kavuma bamutta ne bamusuula ng'ali yavundireyo mu kitoogo. N'ekyo nakyo kiri twagala bantu baffe basajja mmwe mutuwe abantu baffe oba balamu oba bafu. Baba balamu mubatuwe oba mubulooza balina emisango mubateeke mu kooti ng'amateeka bwe galagira. Bwe baba bafu mutuwe emirambo gyaffe tugiziike mu kitiibwa. Basajja mmwe abatalina buwangwa abatawa kitiibwa bantu mutuwe abantu baffe oba balamu oba bafu. Omuntu omulala gwe bawamba bamuyita Kibalama John Bosco, ono yali neiba wange e Magere abeera ku kyalo kye bayita Senta. Yali wa myaka 38. Bamuwamba ennaku z'omwezi nga 3 omwezi gwa Juni omwaka gwa 2019 taddangamu kulabika. Muganda waffe omulala gwe bawamba bamuyita Semuddu Michael. Semuddu Michael yali wa myaka 47. Semuddu Michael mukodomi wa chairman Nyanzi mukyala wa chairman Nyanzi kwadda Semudu Michael yawambibwa nga bamujja Kasubi bamuwamba nga 28 mwezi gwa November omwaka gwa 2022 kati myaka 2 miramba Semudu taddangamu kulabika muganda waffe omulala gwe bawamba bamuyita Damulira John Bosco. Damulira John Bosco yali akolera mu katale k'ekiseka yali musajja mukulu wa myaka 50 bamujja mu dduuka lye mu katale ka kiseka nga 21 omwezi gwa December 22 taddangamu kulabika paka olwaleero. Omulala gwe bawamba bamuyita Kawenja erinnya erya mukazi bwako naye nga amanya amatuufu ye Mbabazi Moses yali wa myaka 3 bamuwamba omwaka gwa 22 nga 26 November taddangamu kulabikako. Nalumoso Vincent yali wa myaka 28 bamuwamba ennaku z'omwezi nga 1 December 22 bamujja Bugolobi taddangamu kulabikako. Lukwago Martin yali wa myaka 32 bamuwamba nga bamujja Bugolobi nga 3 omwezi gwa November 22 taddangamu kulabikako. Kanata Muhammad yali swaba waffe wa myaka 44 bamuwamba nga bamujja Mukono taddangamu kulabikako. Abo bantu abamu abawambibwa ku biragiro bya Kibuule oyo Ronald Kibuule owe Mukono taddangamu kulabikako muganda waffe Kanada. Sempija Yuda yali wa myaka 3 bamuwamba nga bamujja Mukono naye nga 19 December 22 taddangamu kulabikako. Musisimbowa yali wa myaka 32 bamuwamba nga bamujja wano mu Kisenyi mu Kampala taddangamu kulabikako. Kirya Peter yali wa myaka 26 mwana muto bamuwamba nga bamujja Kyebando enansi nga bamujja Kyebando nga 1 December taddangamu kulabikako. Wangolo Shafiki yali wa myaka 35 bamuwamba bamujja Kyebando taddangamu kulabikako paka olunaku lwaleero. Zimula Dennis bamuwamba bamujja Kyebando naye yali wa myaka 26 taddangamu kulabikako. Luwemba Mustafa yali wa myaka 28 bamujja Nansana nga 19 omwezi gwa November 22 taddangamu kulabikako. Mubiru Hassan yali wa myaka 35 bamuwamba nga bamujja Kawala nga 22 omwezi gwa November na z'omwezi nga 2 taddangamu kulabikako. Isima Sesaz bamuwamba nga bamujja Makindye 19 omwezi gwa 11 omwaka gwa 22 taddangamu kulabikako. Kisembo